Okay, so now what I've done is cut out all the basic parts of the interior, or most of them. And I'm trying to show you where some of these parts go and what they're for. I've already covered the edges with gray and made them all nice, supposedly. Let's see. This is a forward bulkhead. That's going to go into another piece. This is a rear bulkhead. And this is going to have the floor, which is right here, and it will attach together just like that, right at those dotted lines. Pretty close, just like that. These pieces, there's two of these little guys. Oops, they're very small, I keep dropping them. These little guys here give you an angle for the seat, and they will fit right along there, kind of like that, but actually straight. And what that's going to do is give you a place for this piece to fit right along that black line at the bottom, and it will come along and be at the correct angle, and then this will be the actual back end. So, you know, it's coming along. Now, before I got to this point, I did do one specific thing. I started to put together this piece. Now, this is the main part of the fuselage around the cockpit, and it's critical to get this right, because if it's not, things are going to be crooked. And what you can see here is it's actually two pieces. It's an interior gray piece, okay, to which some more things are actually going to go, actually going to glue to. Like right at these lines, there's going to be some ribbing that goes in here, and here there's places, you can see numbers for some radio equipment or maybe oxygen or something, so that's all going to be in there. But what you notice, this gray piece has all these little tabs all the way around the outside. Those are going to be glue tabs for later. But you glued this piece to the inside of this piece, and you end up with this part that's going to be the covering of the interior. Now, where I've messed up before on these is cutting the bulkheads that fit, say, up here, and the bulkheads that fit down here, cutting those and then fitting this to the bulkheads. That seemed to be a mistake, because you'd end up with measurements that were wrong. So what I decided this time was to assume that this is correct, cut it out, and then fit the bulkheads to it rather than the other way around. And as it turns out, when I cut out these little bulkheads, I've tested them and made sure they fit, and they seem to fit really nice. Like this one is going to fit, match up right there where those dotted line is, just to the inside of the tab, so right there, not out here, but right there, so those tabs show up. So that's going to fit like that, and you can see that again now is where the floor is going to come in, all that sort of stuff. And then I checked this front one the same way. This one, all these little pieces are nice. They have a little tiny, do you see it, a little mark above that letter, and that's a centering mark. And that's great, because that means when you put this together, all you got to do is line up. There's a center mark right along there. You line up the center mark right there. Make sure it's in the right position in terms of not too far out this way, not too far in this way, and start gluing that in place, and you'll be in good shape. But I check to make sure when I do that, and I fold this piece down, that the joint down here on this end is actually real even. And so just to make sure that the bulkhead and this are actually the same size and everything wraps around really nice, that's kind of imperative. You got to take your time on that, because if that isn't right, then everything else is going to be messed up. Okay, so what I'll start doing is knowing that worked, which is great, I'll start putting the rest of these pieces together, and we'll see how that goes. Oh, one other thing. Notice this piece. This is a piece that's going to go wrap around the cockpit interior and be basically a sill for the canopy. Do you notice that you've got two pieces here? I haven't cut them out completely on purpose. So you've got this piece that's sort of thin and detailed. It's got two little spots there for some pieces. So this is the thin piece. This is actually what it's supposed to look like. And on this side, you're running right down the middle here, there's a fold line. This side is just gray. What I'm going to do is score this, fold them together, glue them together, let them dry, and then when you cut this piece out, you'll have perfect gray on the other side, because this will be the opposite side, but it's made large on purpose. So when you cut this, this will turn out perfectly. And what ends up happening is this now is going to be, it's not a superstructural part, but it'll be two paper thicknesses, two thicknesses of paper, so it'll make it a little more rigid than just a single piece of paper. So that's interesting. One more weird thing, or not weird, but this is a nice thing to know about these models. This is a piece that's going to go in between near the rudder pedals and where the stick is. This gray piece is going to be cut out in a rectangle. I left them together on purpose because this little thing here is a tab that's going to glue inside this, and so when I roll this into a tube, that's going to give me something to glue to. We'll show you that. The other good thing is, notice this is the nomenclature on the directions. Has the part number, but has that little red circle. That little red circle is telling you this piece is going to end up being a tube. So that's really handy. They tell you those things on the parts themselves. So I will start figuring out if I can get the camera set up in a place, and we can start trying to put some of these together.